Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we've got a spicy one for you.
We do?
A spicy one for you. Yeah, we're going to talk about the anti-capitalist coffee shop in Canada going out of business because they ran out of money.
Can't imagine why.
Can't imagine why they ran out of money.
That's how economics work.
We're going to talk about this. A lot of people talking about it. I guess New York Post talked about it. Now, what's really interesting about this, for all their talk of being anti-capitalist, is they sure do have a hell of a lot of expensive gifts and knickknacks.
And coffee drinks.
So
they're not even really a pay-what-you-can cafe. The whole thing's a lie anyway.
Well, just like their ideology. It's all a lie. It's unsustainable.
The coffee's a lie.
The coffee is a lie. So let's talk about this. This kind of reminds me of Waypoint, which was owned by Vice, their video game news site, and they had to shutter because their whole motto was "fuck capitalism and go home." Well, they
went home.
They went home, and Vice fucked capitalism right up the ass because
capitalism
fucked Vice right up the ass. They just kept borrowing money. You weren't in that video. They kept borrowing money. They basically were like taking out more loans to pay off the other loans, and then more loans to pay off those loans.
What's the expression? Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're gonna talk about all this. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. If you do, you will get a woohoo.
Woohoo!
We are starting to branch out into what the fuck news. I think.
That's the way the world is anymore. It's like these are basic high school math, economics.
We talk a lot about economics on the channel. I am an unapologetic libertarian. I believe
that's relevant later.
That is relative later. I do not consider myself a conservative per se. I think that everybody should, have their own sort of autonomy and own their own shit. And in some ways, I am not. In some ways, I think I probably would agree with them on certain topics, but I do like money. I don't think money in and of itself is a terrible thing. But they take it way too far. And
Wait till you read their statement. It's glorious.
This attitude is very prevalent.
I say entitlement.
The entitled attitude of everybody else has to bankroll me and also fuck the money that I need.
Oh, and screw the police.
And screw the police that are going to keep me from getting robbed. And So this attitude is very prevalent on Twitter. It's something we deal with almost daily. Just in our channel, some of the dumbass people that show up in the comments. It is very, very prevalent in the entertainment industry right now. People want to know why comics are broken or why animation is broken or the video game industry or the websites are broken. You have a lot of people that unironically believe this horse shit and they're anti-money and then they're like, oh my God, we went out of business. I don't understand how this happened.
They're free to go to a communist country. They're more than welcome to go.
Go from an island.
And this is over in Canada, which is, a lot more, I think, progressive in ways like, that were more socialistic than the United States.
Yeah, so they lasted a little over a year. In the U.S., they would have lasted like 2 months. Unless it was San Francisco.
This is in Canada.
Yeah, well, I'm saying if they were in the U.S., they would have lasted like 2 months.
Yeah, I'm surprised they made it past as long as they did. They made it for a year.
Well,
they would not.
Friends and family propping them up. Bankrolling. So let's talk about this. Coming from the New York Post, anti-capitalist pay-what-you-can cafe in Toronto closes after 1 year in business. A self-described anti-capitalist cafe and coffee shop in Canada named the Anarchist, with a pay-what-you-can business model, will close. Not really. Will close at the end of the month, just after a year in business. We're going to look at that later. Actually, their shit was really expensive. The stuff they were selling was expensive.
You know what was the pay-what-you-can? The drip coffee. The free coffee that you can get pretty much any place. The crappy coffee, that was pay-what-you-can. And anything else was really expensive.
Yes, you could go to a car dealership. I used to work at a gym years ago. We used to have free shitty coffee and there was a tip jar. It's literally the same thing as that. The Toronto shop, which opened in March of 2022, will close on May 30th. Its owner announced in a statement blaming a lack of generational wealth and seed capital from ethically bankrupt sources.
They're ethically bankrupt because they wouldn't just give them money to stay open.
The cafe offered drip coffee to customers with a pay-what-you-can price tag while charging for other beverages like espresso and tea drinks as well as breakfast pastries to subsidize the lost revenue.
Well, there wasn't lost revenue. The free coffee was bullshit. The other stuff was ridiculously expensive.
It also allowed the public to use its restroom and hang out in the storefront without making a purchase.
Like other businesses?
Like every other freaking Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. So congratulations, you can take a free shit at our coffee shop with our overpriced communist merchandise.
We take a free shit on you with our views. Anyway, we'll read their statement. Their statement's the best part.
Oh, God. So this is the statement they put up on their website as they're closing down. And there's just a lack of self-awareness is insane. All right, closing down. Sadly, the Anarchist will be closing its doors on May 30th. It's been an amazing experience connecting with so many great community members, sparking desperately needed debate, raising the blood pressure of conservatives. That includes you, anarcho-capitalists and libertarians. I feel personally attacked.
I wonder why no one will give them money. People with money are like, you're insulting us.
Yeah, right. It was fulfilling the dream of most service workers by not having to tolerate the presence of professional class traders, the pigs in the military. And so apparently cops and military were not allowed. And experimenting with living and working in ways that don't enthusiastically embrace the pure misanthropy of capitalism. Unfortunately, the lack of generational wealth and seed capital from ethically bankrupt sources left me unable to weather the quiet winter season or to grow in the ways needed to be sustainable longer term.
No, that's stupid. No one will give you money because it was a failing enterprise. It was a stupid idea. You were charging too much for everything else. So you gave free drip coffee. The shop down the street might charge $1 for that cup of coffee and then charge several dollars less for the items you were selling.
I know, right?
You know, and the spot was even like, I think they weren't even paying much. Way it sounds.
This is like the hot topic of coffee shops.
That's an insult to Hot Topic.
Yeah, Hot Topic likes money, but it's just this whole like poser, like you're not even anti.
No, but just give me money because I wanted it.
Oh my God, this is the mentality with so many people on Twitter and so many people working in art right now. They're like, oh my God, I'm just like doing the thing. Why can't I just get paid for doing the thing I like?
Why
That's
should I
not
just pay
fair.
what I want and just take what I want because I'm me.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to Pop Coffee Works, my coffee supplier and landlords, for their generosity and patience. They could easily have sold this space or rented it for more than twice what they charged me, so this place wouldn't have existed without them.
So we know who to blame.
They got sick of your shit. They got sick of you not paying your rent. They roast the best coffee in the city. Please continue to support them if you buy coffee beans. I want to thank my partners, friends, and family for their huge amounts of support, without which I'd honestly be dead or at least unhoused by now. My awesome suppliers for providing the books, art, and merch that have been such a huge part of what this place is. And all the customers who have given their very vocal and, of course, financial support over the past years.
Apparently not enough financial support.
Not enough. You basically opened a business, said, we hate money.
You know what? It's funny to me.
What?
So now if you open a business, people are just supposed to give you money because you're you. You don't have to provide proof that your business is profitable, that they'll get their money back, or that's what seed money usually is, things like that.
Yeah.
No. It's ethically bankrupt because they wouldn't give money to this person because they had a shitty idea. And they overcharge.
Could you imagine going to a bank and being like, so what are you going to do? I'm going to give away free coffee. I'm not going to serve.
It's not free. It's pay what you can.
Pay what you can. Well, if you can't pay, then you still get coffee, right? I'm going to let people just kind of loiter in my lobby. I'm going to make sure that the whole place is decorated with a lot of combative posters and
then
signage.
We're going to have debates about why the man's keeping us down.
What the... Okay, and banks can be like...
Meanwhile, there are other places, other locations that do something and that's actually helpful to people. And what they do is if you come in and buy a cup of coffee or buy a pizza or whatever, you can buy two, and then they have like those certificates for it. So if somebody comes in who legitimately needs help or needs something, they can get a hot meal or they can get a cup of coffee or they forgot their wallet or whatever. That's okay. Then somebody else already bought ahead to help people who, might need the help later on. They could have done something like that helps other people, but they didn't.
The Anarchist has been a huge success in every way I hoped.
Except it's closing.
Allow me to chuckle. It has given me so much inspiration and education that I plan to put to use in future projects.
Well, good, because you sure as hell didn't have it for this one.
Keep an eye on Instagram to see what I end up doing next.
Or I end up running out of money, using somebody else.
Fuck the rich, fuck the police, fuck the state, fuck the colonial death camp we call Canada. I do agree with that last part. You can die pretty easily in Canada.
Apparently now, yeah.
Apparently. Solidarity, Gabriel, a.k.a. the Anarchist. Eat the rich.
Wait, did you read the write-ups? The cafe, founded on a huge amount of experience at the cafe level of the specialty coffee industry, harbinger of gentrification around the globe. I aim to serve the most delicious third-wave coffee drinks and baked goods and trendy light roast beans while constantly looking for ways to undermine the plethora of toxic, oppressive, exclusive parts of the standard formula. I hope to be a subversive alternative. Yeah, you did a great job there. To what we're all used to. It's basically Starbucks, but it's a learning process.
God.
No purchase or permission is required to use the washroom or hang out in the cafe. We also carry a selection of radical books, art stickers, pins, buttons, keychains, jewelry, clothing, tote bags, and hopefully much more in the future. Painfully aware of the danger of commodifying radical politics, I try to work with small, relatively ethical, it's all relative in capitalism, supplier creators, keeping prices as low as possible. It doesn't sound like it. $40 for a stupid hat?
Yeah.
An anti-cop hat? $40.
Anti-cop hat, $40. I got to give a hat tip, by the way, to George. Is it Georgia Sot? Papa Taku 75, thank you, who sent me this lovely assortment of overpriced commie crap. $40. Yeah, $40 for that.
For a hat.
For a hat. People complain about our prices. Holy
I
hell.
would love to know what the other prices are, for their drinks, because everybody said their drinks are like way high price.
Yeah, I heard, I did see a menu yesterday, actually, when I was looking into this. I think it was like $7 for a drink or something, $5.75, and people were like, you can go Starbucks cheaper.
But they're the harbinger of gentrification.
Harbinger of gentrification. Here's another one. This is abolish all authority. But
yourself.
But yourself.
You could be the authority on everything because you said so. It's called Twitter.
But here's the thing though. Libertarians kind of agree with that concept.
Nuh-uh, you're a horrible person.
No, we just like
Fuck
money.
you.
Okay, whatever. So for $18 you can get this shitty raccoon coffee mug, which I guess you can go in and just load it up with free coffee. So it's kind of like the Disney mugs at the
Go
resorts.
back to the other picture that was from Instagram they had. Okay, look at the hashtags. Go to the hashtags. They're glorious. They're like hashtag politics, hashtag sociology, hashtag radical, hashtag revolution, revolutionary, blah, blah, blah. Hashtag communist, hashtag communism, hashtag Marxist, hashtag Marxism, the hashtag democracy, hashtag anti-capitalist, it goes on, abolish work, people over profit.
Oh my God.
The ones against police. 1312.
For God's sake. I think it's hilarious that he's like...
Be gay, do crime.
What?
Hashtag, be gay, do crime.
That's an actual hashtag? Be gay, do crime. Okay.
I wonder why they failed.
Okay.
Nothing of value was lost.
I was just thinking okay, well, he's not getting his beans from that distributor anymore, right?
Is it a he or she?
I don't give a shit. Probably both. So what do you do? Just throw some coffee beans on a piece of cardboard, throw some dirt on top of it, and throw some water. In 2 hours, you come back and there's a cup of fully brewed coffee.
Oh, they tried over in Seattle.
Chaz,
or where was that? I forget.
Yeah, how come all of these experiments in socialism fail spectacularly?
And then they blame everybody else.
Then they blame everybody else for not getting on board with it.
But if you were sustainable and you were doing something that everybody was on board with, they would have funded you and kept you in business. The people that you were for the people, why aren't those people funding you if it's such a worthwhile cause and everything else? Because they're not, because it's stupid.
Oh, here's thanks for checking out the shop. The merch is primary purpose of the business, with the cafe being the backdrop. What? That doesn't sound very anti-capitalist of you. Coffee is mid. It's not worth the price they're asking for. It wouldn't make sense for someone to pay for someone's coffee since it's anti-capitalist. They would just give out free coffee and food as it should be. Yeah. But no, they still take people's money. And if you're a poor person or person of color, it also makes sense if indigenous people get free service since all the white people there basically stole their land. They need to pay reparations. If not, are they really an anti-capitalist business? That is a damn good point.
Where are the prices?
Drip. Yeah. So just drip coffee, pay what you can. Yeah,
it's not terrible though.
No, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but still, the $40 hat makes up for it.
What's the gallery? Oh, they have a shop in the gallery. There's a photo gallery.
Look at our signs.
No gods, no masters. People over profit. Housing is human right. No.
Typical, stickers. Oh my God. Seriously? Nobody's gonna wear this shit, right? One person business for now. Well, you can't afford to hire anybody
So
else.
they don't have employees. They made a big thing to stay in their statement about it was so employees didn't have to work for, but it was just them.
Yeah. Oh my.
Maybe they have like a personality disorder and each one of the personalities was an employee.
What the fuck, Bezos? That'd be funny if this stuff came from Amazon, wouldn't it?
Well, I like to fuck a lot of people. It's you know. See, be gay, do crime. What does being gay have to make you a criminal for?
I'm getting serious Hot Topic vibes from all this.
So now
the
good news is that the person who owns the space can now rent it for twice as much money and maybe something of value can go in there.
Capitalism. Fair market value. Just putting it out there.
Anyway.
Kicked your ass out because you weren't paying your rent. All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, rants, and stupidity. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.